What's up, everybody? I'm Chase Lee, the co-host of the Real Me and Cole Name Movie Podcast and a contributing reviewer on DallasMovieScreenings.com. And I got another movie to review for you guys, and that would be What Men Want. Now, this is basically the gender switch of What Women Want, where in that one, Mel Gibson could hear the thoughts of women, and this one, Taraji P. Henson can hear the thoughts of men. Now, this one comes from Paramount Pictures and is directed by Adam Shankman, who's got a very wild filmography going all the way back to A Walk to Remember, Bringing Down the House, Cheaper by the Dozen movies, The Pacifier, Hairspray, Rock of Ages. The guy's all over the place, so let's just leave it at that. And so, like I said, it's basically What Women Want. It's just switched. And so that is what we have. You know, Taraji P. Henson, she is a sports agent. She gets her head knocked on, a stage at a club. Here we are. When the first trailer dropped for this movie, it was the Red Band trailer, where usually when you drop a Red Band trailer, the marketing is firing on all cylinders and they're throwing everything at you going, this is all of our great stuff. We want to show you how raunchy we are, how, aggressive we are with our comedy. And, the trailer, it is what it is, or was what it was. I didn't really care for it. I don't mind juvenile humor. I don't mind raunchy humor. But if you're trying way too hard to be cool, I can spot you from a mile away. And, that's what that trailer kind of reminded me of. I would like to apologize to The Prodigy for basically blasting that movie in my review of that, because I will say that What Men Want is slightly worse than that one and is the worst thing I've seen this week. Now, if I want to speak from a business perspective, this movie is going to crush, and it's going to make a lot of money. I'm going to go ahead and call it right now. But if we're going to talk about it as a film, like I do on these reviews, then it's a bad movie. I don't really care for it. I mean, there's really not much to say. It's a movie that you know how it's going to go down. You know what to expect. You know how it's going to end. It's going to be one of these comedies that has a little bow on top of it. Everything's going to be, clean as a whistle by the end of it. And, oh, man, didn't you have a good time? No, I didn't. To get to some of the smaller stuff out of the way, it's a comedy, but I don't think you should be lazy about it. It is a visually flat movie. Reminds me of the same colorization of a hospital, where it's just all white all the time, just kind of just bright lights. Everything is well lit and very flat looking on camera, so it's not really anything cool to look at. All the performers, they riff on each other, do some improv, do stuff off the script. It is what it is. They are energetic, and they, propel the movie, I guess. Is this movie funny? No. A couple times I chuckled / smirked is when these men's thoughts are kind of going at 1,000 miles per hour, this rapid fire type of joke telling, and she's going through a courtyard, and you hear a bunch of thoughts going past her all at once. Some of them made me kind of smile a little bit, just because guys are stupid. We are, and we say stupid things, and some of the idiotic things is that gum in my shoe, or I left the keys in my house. We think about that stuff. That stuff made me chuckle a little bit. That's as far as it goes. Everything else about it is just, it's forced humor. It's the type of R-rated humor that can work if it is done correctly, but this one is just, it's trying too hard to be R-rated, to be raunchy, and then even when it gets to the sweet stuff, the emotional stuff, and the heart of the movie, it just doesn't really come across that well, because everything else beyond that, or before that, was stale. You didn't really care about the characters or what was happening, so when they got to the stuff with heart, that's where it fell even flatter than it did with the comedy and the visual look to it, because it just, I get what they were going for. I understand the themes and the lessons that they were trying to make this main character learn, but even by the end of it, I'm just she was so bad throughout the entire thing, I don't really care if she got better. And, most of the people in this movie are just annoying stereotypes. Annoying and stereotypes. It's just not a really well-written movie, and it's basic lowbrow comedy. Like I said, with some stereotypes kind of sprinkled in there. And, maybe there was one or two people that were decent characters, but for the rest of the movie. Everyone was really kind of self-absorbent, a bit annoying, and or a stereotype. What do you want me to say? I don't know how else I can review this in a technical form, because it's just a very bland, basic, studio pumped comedy with no effort put into it, where I haven't seen What Women Want in a long time, but at least from what I remember is that, yeah, it had some of those comedy elements like, ha ha ha, you can hear women's thoughts. Yeah, that can be funny. But it can also get tiresome, and you have to have that element of heart to it and the element of real-life human drama kind of mixed into this kind of like supernatural comedy. That's what makes it work. It's the balance. This movie has no balance. It's just, it tries. I appreciate its effort, but it just falls flat in every single orifice of its body, and I can't recommend it. But you know what? I'm wrong, because it's going to make a crap ton of money. I'm going to give What Men Want a D. Listen, I love me some Taraji P. Henson. I even like the supporting cast in this movie. But you know what? Even she's got a spotty track record doing all these like fantastic dramas, and then she does like these comedies or action films like Proud Mary. It's just, she's fascinating when she picks her projects. But yeah, I can't really recommend this movie. Not for me. It's going to do well this weekend. It's going to do well in the long run for, being an adult-based comedy, and it's going to do well in the iTunes and Airplane market, because this movie is going to crush in those markets. So who cares what I say? Who cares? It's going to do great at the theater, and people are just going to comment down below and tell me that I'm wrong, and that's okay. So that will do it for this review, guys. Let me know down below what you thought of What Men Want, and that will do it for this review. I'm Chase Lee, and tune in next time for whatever I review next. I will see you guys later.